Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about a brand new $10,000 tax credit for truck drivers. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming. And let's talk about this $10,000 tax credit. In fact, there's some details here that you may definitely be interested for both current truck drivers as well as new ones, guys in apprenticeships and things like that. Definitely some things are looking up for the trucking industry to help you guys out in making this a true career path, especially for the new entrants into the industry. Now, this isn't a law that has passed. It still needs to pass both houses of Congress and it needs to be signed by the president. But if so, we're talking about some major changes. So let's start at the top. Two congressmen, Congressman Pat Ryan, Democrat in New York, and Zachary Nunn, a Republican, they introduced a bipartisan bill to boost truck driver retention and supply chains. Now, there's going to be some questions, and I'm sure you're going to get heated in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on this whole thing. But ultimately, we're looking at two things. A $7,500 tax credit for current CDL drivers. If you got your CDL already, right, you got to be working 1,900 plus hours a year to be able to qualify. It's going to qualify for 2 years, a 2025 and 2026 tax year. And we're also looking at another one, which is a $10,000 tax credit for new drivers and apprenticeship participants who are looking to get into the industry. $10,000 tax credit for a couple of years. Not bad at all. Now, incentives apply, as mentioned, for 2025 and 2026 to help tackle short-term supply chain strains that we're definitely feeling now, as you'll see from the second portion of this video, where we show you the loads that we book for our customers. Numbers have definitely declined. Still good numbers, but definitely on a strong decline trend there. Now, what they're aiming to do as far as helping supply chains, helping the trucking industry, helping the truckers get their CDL, obtain their CDL, make this a viable option to make money, make this a career choice, is basically aiming to fix truck driver shortages. Now, we made tons of videos over the years about truck driver shortages. We've looked at it from a perspective of OOIDA, of ATA, different organizations. There's been a lot of talk and debate about truck driver shortages. Is there actually a truck driver shortage, or is it something else? So definitely, let us know what your opinions are in the comment section below. They're also looking to lower costs and promote trucking careers. Now, what they're saying is that this would lower costs of product to the consumer by having more truckers on the road. And this would also, of course, promote the truck driving as a viable career option. Now, what's interesting, and you guys let me know, but this is a bill that's actually backed by the ATA, by the Teamsters, by the New York Farm Bureau, as well as other industry groups and other industry leaders. However, the one name that didn't see on the list is, again, OOIDA or OOIDA, which is not surprising because OOIDA sits on this side of the spectrum when it comes to trucking, and ATA that supports this bill sits on this side of the spectrum. So ultimately, all of this focuses on recruitment, on retention, on providing direct financial support directly to their constituents, to the truck drivers, and ultimately partial credit would be available for drivers meeting weekly hour thresholds. So there is some leeway into making this work. The question remains, do we have a truck driver shortage? Are they looking at the right problems? Are they trying to solve the actual problems? These problems actually exist. And ultimately, is this the right way to boost and bolster the trucking industry by getting additional government regulation and providing funding that's taxpayer funded in order to basically solve a problem that a big portion of industry to this day agrees does not exist? Guys, please let us know in the comment section below. If you haven't done so, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll switch over the camera. We'll look over loads that we booked for our customers, and I'll talk to you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week is pretty good. Vans, reefers, and a flatbed. Everyone did quite well. Lots of guys running just 6 days on the road, making a ton of money. A lot of guys who made really good money last week are repeating it this week. However, with that said, the numbers are looking to decline. So definitely make sure you have yourself a really strong dispatcher who can perform like we've performed here. So we'll go ahead and get started with Norman. He's pulling a flatbed. We're looking at Fort Dodge, Iowa, going to Janesville, Wisconsin. It's a 48,000 pound load of crane mats, 282 loaded miles, short run, booked at $1,000, got him $355 a loaded mile. Then Germantown, Wisconsin, out to Waterford, South Dakota. It's a 43.5 load flatbed, dry materials of different kinds, 537 loaded miles, booked at $2,025, got him $377 a loaded mile. And then out of Brookings, South Dakota, took off to Las Vegas, Nevada, 14,000 pound light load, super light load electronic products, 1,481 loaded miles, ton of miles, $4,000 booked, got him 270 loaded miles. So an excellent job the entire week. Actually, only 6 days on the road, running Tuesday to Monday. Ended up grossing $7,025 in gross, ran 2,300 miles on the dot, only 134 deadhead miles, a fantastic deal. 305 a loaded mile average, guys. An average of 305 a loaded mile, and with deadhead included is 289 a loaded mile. So barely went down a little tiny bit. So great job for just 6 days. Very light freight. On the way back, more than half his miles ended up being just 14,000 pounds. So way to go, Norman. Way to go, and enjoy Las Vegas. Let's take a look. Next, we got Milagres, our veteran reefer carrier running San Antonio, Texas to College Park, Georgia. It's a 40,000 pound load of food products, set at 52 degrees on a reefer, 996 loaded miles at $2,700, gets you 271 a loaded mile. Then Chattanooga, Tennessee to Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a 1,000 pound load, super light load, pharmaceutical products, 675 loaded miles at $1,500, got him 222 a loaded mile. Next one was out of Coopersville, Michigan, going to Lithia Springs, Georgia. It's a 42,000 pound load of butter at -10, 780 loaded miles at $2,000, get you 256 a loaded mile. And left the best for last out of Atlanta, Georgia, took a load to Walford, South Carolina, 37,000 pound load of food products, 166 loaded miles, booked at $836, got him 504 a loaded mile. All that adds up to lots and lots of money. Running 6 days on the road, Milagres ran from Saturday to Friday, grossed $7,036 in gross in just 6 days, ran 2,617 loaded miles, only 165 a deadhead. So again, an excellent job. Ran that at 269 a loaded mile with deadhead included, 253 with deadhead included. So fantastic rake, Milagres. Way to go. You had a good week last week, if I remember right as well. Moving on to Rogelio. Let's see. Van Buren, Arkansas. This is a dry van going to Cincinnati, Ohio. It's a 40,000 pound load of FAK, miscellaneous products, 761 loaded miles, booked at 1,564. Got him 206 a loaded mile. Then took a load out of Carrollton, Kentucky, going to Umatilla, Oregon. So a bit of deadhead there. Not much though, I don't think. 42,600 pound load of chemical products. Now this was a non-hazmat load, but it did require a tanker endorsement, which Rogelio had. It's a long run, 2,186 loaded miles. They booked that at $4,700, which got him $215 a loaded mile on a ton of miles. And all in all, he ran for 6 days, Friday to Thursday. These two runs grossed him $6,264 in 6 days. Ran 2,947 loaded miles at $213 per loaded mile, and 209 with deadhead, because only 57 miles of deadhead, and that was from Cincinnati to Carrollton, Kentucky. So an excellent job, and he's in a very good market out there in Oregon. So way to go, sir. Moving on to, let's see, it's Alan is the driver, Reefer is the trailer. Fremont, Nebraska, going to Tillamook, Oregon. It's a 43,000 pound load of groceries, a palletized load of pork, 1,723 loaded miles, booked at 3,880, got him 2.25 on that one. And out of Richland, Washington, took a load to Ankeny, Iowa, 41,000 pound load of food and beverage at 0 to -10 on the Reefer, 1,625 loaded miles, booked out at 3,350, which got him 206 a loaded mile. An absolutely excellent job. 7 days on the road, Monday to Monday. Alan generated $7,230 in gross. ran an impressive 3,348 loaded miles at an average of 216 a loaded mile, mind you. And with deadhead, which was 293 deadhead miles, which was mainly from Oregon to Washington, he ended up dropping to just under $2 at $1.99. So an absolutely excellent job, sir. Way to go. Next, we got Aaron pulling a dry van coming out of Windsor, Wisconsin, going to North Las Vegas. A light load, 28,000 pounds of chemical products, 1,713 loaded miles at $3,100. Got him $1.81 a loaded mile. Then right out of Las Vegas, coming out to Los Lunas, New Mexico, 22.5 on the weight of finished goods. Tissue paper, 577 loaded miles at $1,900. Got him $3.29 a loaded mile, an excellent rate. And out of El Paso, Texas, a bit of deadhead there. Go to Amarillo, Texas, a 40,000 pound load of construction materials, 436 loaded miles, booked at $1,100, an excellent rate of $2.52 a loaded mile. Guys, this makes perfect sense. New Mexico is really difficult to come out of, so they decided to deadhead. Absolutely worth it because they kept in mind that they got in there for over $3 a mile. Made the deadhead difference at $2.52, got out of there. Now let's look at the total numbers. Thursday to Thursday, 7 days on a road, ended up grossing $6,100 in gross, ran 2,726 loaded miles, only 249 miles a deadhead, but ultimately, look what happened. He ran 2,726 loaded, ran that at 224 a loaded mile, and with deadhead, 205 a loaded mile. Ended up actually running lighter freight, making basically a better rate per mile than the reefers, and ultimately made 6 cents more on top of that. So an excellent job and a lot less operating costs and lighter freight. So sometimes deadhead is your friend, guys, especially when you're in a bad market or in a bad, tough area. And last but certainly not least, we got Reggie coming out of Edinburgh, Virginia in his dry van. Light load, 9,000 pound of general merchandise going to Springfield, Ohio. It's 409 loaded miles, booked at $7.50, got him $1.83 on that one. Then Groveport, Ohio to Presque Isle, Maine. It's a light load, 2,000 pounds of beer, just one pallet, super light load, 1,172 loaded miles, booked at $3,100, got him $2.65 a loaded mile for just a pallet of beer. And finished up at Hodgson, Maine, going to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It's a 43,000 pound load of food products, 1,651 loaded miles, booked at $26.50, got him $1.61 on that one, but he's going to be in a really, really good market. Now get this, Reggie ran for 7 days, Monday to Monday, grossed $6,500, ran 3,232 loaded miles, exactly 100 miles of deadhead. And here's what he got. 201 a loaded mile on a ton of miles. And with deadhead included, dropped him down to just $1.95. So honestly, everyone did really, really well. This market is really tough. So an excellent job to everyone involved. Welcome back and thanks for sticking around to the end. Guys, as you can see that despite the market downturn, the numbers are quite good, but we do expect them to continue to decline. We mentioned this in last week's video where the expectation was set that the way things are looking is going to become more and more, increasingly more difficult to get these higher paying loads. So if your dispatchers are not cutting it, if your leasing operation is too expensive, if you're finding it very difficult to make ends meet, certainly get in touch with us, explore the possibilities. Call or text 801-448-6363. You can also get more information on our website at aftdispatch.com. And again, this is concerning both carriers operating out of their own MC authorities as well as leased on owner operators. Get in touch, call or text, visit our website. And until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.